But there were multiple elections across the country where McCarthy's PAC got involved in the primary, not in the general, not trying to support the Republican against the Democrat. Now, they did that, to be clear. Kevin's PAC spent hundreds of millions of dollars supporting Republicans in the general. So I don't want to diminish. He worked very hard trying to elect Republicans across the country, but there are a number of House conservatives who were angry that he was playing in primaries. And by the way, that's reprising a battle that happened in the Senate over a decade ago. You know, if you remember back to the 2010 cycle, where Senate leadership engaged in a bunch of primaries. And so, for example, Senate leadership came in the primary against Rand Paul in Kentucky. They came in the primary against Mike Lee in Utah. They came in the primary against Pat Toomey in Pennsylvania. They came in the primary against Marco Rubio in Florida. And Senate leadership just screwed it up. I mean, all four of those, they got clobbered and they got a black eye. And I will say, actually, as a bit of interesting trivia, I may have been a beneficiary because 2010 Senate leadership got such a black eye for making the wrong call in race after race after race and losing that in 2012, which is the year I got elected to the Senate leadership stayed out of primaries. And look, I got to say, in hindsight, that probably is a good thing for me because they would not have been supporting me in that primary.
No way at all. They would have definitely been supporting your opponent, who was the safe Republican establishment candidate that you were clearly up against, and he had tons of funding as well.
Well, and he had every lobbyist in the state of Texas was with him because he was sitting lieutenant governor, and B, he was worth over $200 million, so he wrote a $35 million check. But the point was, Senate Republican leadership kind of stepped in it in 2010 and has been much more wary of getting in primaries since then. This last cycle, McCarthy was pretty vocal engaging in primaries, and I think that's one of the concerns that is animating these dissenters.